Today we're going to do a blood test to see if I'm natural or not. Who knows? Let's see. If I look at it, probably I'll pass away. All right, so we have received the blood work. There is no recommendation as a disclaimer, right? This is not any advice, it's just analysis of my health, and I'm experimenting on myself basically. Let's say no one is recommending me, it's just my through my reading and my understanding of how my body functions. So I'm not recommending it for anyone. You need to speak to the doctor for this, and definitely follow up with your blood work, check what is happening with your body and see what is working for you. Today we're going to do a blood test. So there's a tradition that every year, usually beginning of the year, I'm doing my blood work just to see how my body is reacting to all the supplements, the diet. As you know, I have quite a restricted diet, which is kind of keeping me always on a cutting stage, not allowing me to bulk too much. So that might cause some nutrition deficiency, which may affect my blood work. Of course, I'm doing some supplements on top of that to make sure that whatever I'm not receiving from food, it will be enhanced by the supplements that I'm taking. But you never know, because we are working out very hard, always pushing to the limits. So it's definitely worth at least once. Usually, probably I have to do it twice, but I don't like those needles as well, similar to my brother. So I usually do it once per year, and I will be sharing the results and also telling you what are the issues that we might see. I'll be also doing the hormonal, so the testosterone will be there, which will be a good check to see if I'm natural or not. Who knows? Let's see. So yeah, I'll be sharing all that information. Of course, I'll cover all the sensitive information, but whatever I can share, I'll do share to let you know and to remind you again what is my diet, what are my supplements that I'm taking, and what is the outcome, so how my body is reacting to all of that. I was surprised about the snow, how people drive in Finland. Look at how Warsaw looks like. And of course, water. Almost drunk full bottle of water before the blood test. It's in the morning. I need to be empty stomach, but definitely water helps to make your blood more liquid. It helps not only the nurse but also me to make sure that the procedure ends quickly. Job's done. But I never liked this, to be honest. Even now, I couldn't look at it when they are taking the blood. If I look at it, probably I'll pass away. Oh no, probably not, but I will definitely feel worse. Oh, I never look at it when they are doing it. But yeah, there were a lot of tests, so it took a while, probably around 30 seconds or so. So the results will be within 7 days. I'll be shooting it once they arrive. I'm thinking that we probably brought the Finland's weather to Warsaw, because it keeps snowing for the last 3 days. It's crazy. I was actually driving the car the other day and it was drifting, similar to what was happening in Finland with the taxi. Crazy. I'm telling you, we just brought the Finland's weather here to Warsaw. Look at this amount of snow. Crazy. All right, so we have received the blood work and everything looks good. So generally, I would say I'm healthy, no major issues, but of course there are some markers which can be improved. So what I just did, I actually pushed all those files that I've received with the results into the ChatGPT, and I asked all the questions, all the information to basically provide me a summary of my health and what I need to focus on, right? So let's go through the results and I will explain to you what ChatGPT is saying and why I agree with it and what are our action plan afterwards, right? All right, so the overall summary and the verdict from ChatGPT is that there are no hormonal issues, there are no disease, so metabolic health is really good. My results are basically reflecting that I'm active physically and under quite high intensity of training, so basically what is happening is that my recovery is not optimal given the amount of hard trainings that we are doing, right? So that's exactly what is reflected in my blood results. So I will not go into the details of what is normal. So generally, yeah, most of the markers, as I've said, are normal, but we will just focus on the items that are either increased above the limit or lower the limit, or they are close to the limits, right? So what we are seeing is that vitamin D and vitamin B12 are higher than the normal range, and that's normal because I'm supplementing them. I'm taking around 4,000 IU of vitamin D right now, given it's the winter time. We don't have much sun, even though if there is sun right now, as you can see, but it's not really the sun that you get during summertime. So what I'm doing, I'm increasing the supplement during the winter time. And vitamin B12 is something that I'm getting through my diet and also supplementing additionally with the multivitamins. And there is no overdose of vitamin B12, so that it's absolutely normal. I'm not worried about that. And what is close to the lower end is the ferritin, and this is one thing that I have been struggling to recover for quite some time, which can be also linked to hair loss and overall feeling how you feel yourself, right? And this is something that I will be trying to fix, because especially my diet is not high in iron meals such as red meat. I do sometimes those chicken liver and those kind of meals, but they are really rare, so maybe once or twice in a month, for example, so not that often, but I definitely need to do more of that in order to bring my iron and ferritin, which is the basically iron store, limits higher. But what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to add 2-month iron supplement, a bit of high dose, which, yeah, of course, there is no recommendation as a disclaimer, right? This is not any advice, it's just analysis of my health, and I'm experimenting on myself, basically. Let's say no one is recommending me, it's just my through my reading and my understanding of how my body functions. So I'm not recommending it for anyone. You need to speak to the doctor for this. But what I will be planning to do is for 2 months increasing my iron supplements, and then seeing how my body reacts, because I will be trying to do another blood work in 2 months after the supplements are finished. And what ChatGPT is saying here is that it can really be because of the hard workload and the trainings that I'm doing. And that's why it's just basically from the poor recovery as well, which can be an additional factor that is lowering my ferritin levels. And this is quite important because lower ferritin usually is linked with the hair loss. So I'll be focusing on recovering these to the optimal levels, which is above 70 usually for men. So yeah, I already told what's the plan. We will increase the supplement levels and see how it goes. Although my TSH hormonal markers are within the limits, but they are close to the limits, the optimal limits, which means that it is working a bit inefficiently than it should. So the one of the causes that can be is also the low ferritin, high training stress, and also cortisol from daily life or also from the workouts, because if you are stressed from the workouts and you are not recovering, then you can have high cortisol levels. And yeah, so the plan is of course to increase iron and see if that helps, but also what I'm planning to do is to increase magnesium with this, especially closer to night when I'm going to sleep, to make sure that I get that high quality sleep and also recovery during night, which magnesium helps a lot. So I will be bumping up a bit my magnesium supplement intake and the levels. And also one of the markers actually which showed the cortisol level, which is still optimal in within the range, but it's closer to upper limit, which means that I'm under stress. Yeah, and that's also why those things are linked with each other, right? So the low ferritin, high cortisol, which is leading then to the TSH functioning issues. Another thing, which is again within the normal range but was closer to the low end, was the electrolytes. So basically the potassium, which is usually due to again high workloads, especially when you are sweating a lot during the workouts. Then the potassium levels can get lower, and if you are not supporting that with additional electrolyte drinks or salt, then yeah, you will have low, still optimal, but low levels. And what I'm planning to do and what I started to do actually after seeing the results is during the leg workouts, especially when I'm sweating the most, because that's the hardest trainings of mine, I will be adding a bit of electrolytes to my water to just make sure that this level is not going below the optimal, but we are pumping it up within the normal and to the average area. And another thing which was above the norm was the creatinine, which is elevated and it's above the normal limit, but this is expected because I'm taking the creatine supplement additionally, and also because of the high muscle mass. This is an expected result, so I was expecting to see this, and there is nothing to stress about this, and I'm not going to do anything about that. And other than that, everything looks good, so I will be continuing with the rest of the supplements and my diet and my workout plans, so no changes there. I might increase per week recovery days, maybe a bit, just to lower those cortisols and allow my body to recover a bit after those hard trainings. But yeah, if it comes to the overall changes after this blood work, as a summary, what I will be doing is to increase the iron for 2 months and then redo the blood work to see how my body reacts. I will add the magnesium for the evenings just to make sure that I'm recovering better during night and also I have high quality sleep. I'll add the electrolytes to the days that I'm having a heavy workout and I expect to sweat a lot. And rest of it I'll just keep the same what I'm doing right now and do another test, as I said, in 2 months to see how my body is reacting. And with that said, guys, thank you very much for watching. That means a lot to us. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel to see more of our lifestyle, our trainings. We have new upcoming videos, very interesting ones, so stay tuned for those. And yeah, of course, follow up with your health. That's very important. That's the one thing that should be your priority. We are not saying train as hard as we do, but of course, if you are into training, please do, because that helps us a lot in every aspect of our lives. And definitely follow up with your blood work, check what is happening with your body and see what is working for you. Because again, this is not a recommendation of any kind. I'm not a health professional. You need to follow up with your doctors if you want to get what is optimal for you. But yeah, what I'm used to do is I'm testing on my body. I'm taking that risk that something can go wrong I'm fine with that for myself, but it shouldn't be for everyone, right? So I do the tests on me, I see what is working for me, and then I adjust my plan based on how my body reacts to it, right? So it's trial and error for me, but it shouldn't be for you. Please follow up with health professionals to get the recommendations which is tailored to you. And again, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, and see you next time. Like a drug